And now, from the QB Situation Room within the Liaison Annex, its host, filmmaker, and roving correspondent Joe C. It's been a while, about a week or so. I've had some air conditioner problems in AZ. It's a central air conditioning system, and I had to get that resolved before I could do any kind of interior videos here. It was touch and go for a while. It's actually in the 70s, and it's going to be by Wednesday, probably upper 70s. It's amazing. There really is no winter in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's go back, take it back to 1992. I got involved with a talent agency in Manhattan, and they sent me down to do some work along with other background extras in a movie that Al Pacino was in called Kalita's Way. And we're on the set was, part of the staging was Coney Island Avenue train station. And I had the wardrobe a few weeks earlier. Plaid pants, square tip shoes, members only jacket with the epaulets, and I had thermals on. Lucky I did, because it was October of 1992, and it was kind of cold. And you're standing around, it gets really cold. And some of the other girls that had those fishnet stockings on, boy, they were freezing. I would have peed on a third rail if I could have warmed myself up. So I was standing within 15 feet of Brian De Palma. They started putting me in certain scenes that were being shot there, but ultimately never made it to the film. But it's all right. You want to get the experience. I wasn't there looking, for some kind of great miracle to take place. I just kept my mouth shut, and they were using me. But all the others that were crowding around during the playbacks when Brian De Palma stepped away, I didn't get involved with them, and the assistant directors recognized that, and they didn't put those guys in the film. They were using me. Ultimately, somebody else was in there. But it doesn't make a difference, as I say earlier. You get some work, you don't get so much, who cares? As long as you're down there, you're learning. And I learned from it. You like that, huh? Okay, that's in 92, and then there was some background work, Law and Order. But from around 95, the same agency that sent me down to Kalita's Way, I kind of started working for those folks, handling, all things, background extras for the major films that were being made in Manhattan. The phone used to ring off the hook. And now around 98, maybe a year earlier, we got that rental place with another couple over in Bayside. So I would go to Manhattan via the Long Island Railroad over there by Bell Boulevard. And then in 98, went up to Phoenix AZ, and we were going back and forth periodically. So I maintained the affiliation with the agency in Manhattan, and then I got established another agency out in Arizona that was on actually in Scottsdale, on Scottsdale Road, and then they moved over to McDowell Road in Phoenix. So I still maintain that affiliation, and that's what I was doing. So we were basically doing the same work in Arizona that I was doing in New York with the talent agency in Manhattan. So that's to kind of give you an overview, to give you some inkling. I can't give all the detail because of the fact that the filming, we're limited in what we can send or email you an attachment or YouTube, whatnot. And as I said earlier, that I had that problem with the air conditioner, and I just couldn't get to the camera. And the car, it's kind of too much of a setup, so I just want to do this shot. And I got the white balance on fluorescent, and it looks not too bad. So that's what I'm still up to and what I'm still involved with. And that's why I was always encouraging you, anybody that's watching, to pick up a camera. It's, these little pocket cameras that film in HD, 1080 or 720, they are powerful tools, far more of a powerful tool than, say, your iPhone that has a built-in camera, or any of these so-called cell phones that have your video cameras. I mean, these HD cameras, look how close I get. I mean, please, not too close. The camera sees too much. I'm going to start putting makeup on now, If I can see the coloring looks like it's ducking in and out again. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why it's doing it. It's something to do with the autofocus on the camera. When you get in too close, then it starts to go a little off kilter, so let me just maintain this position here. Actually, even though the room looks lit, I have the room, all the lights are out except for this fluorescent light that's about that way. And I was experimenting before I started filming to get the right shading, so it doesn't look like I was drinking apricot vodka again, like red-faced man gets bitten by a cat. Did you like that? I played that many times back to observe. The reason why that came in very clear because the cat was very close to the lens, and this cameraman. Remember the cat was meowing, you could hear all of that? It took me a while to do all the annotations on YouTube. So after that I decided I just want to shoot, film, and talk. I don't want to start because of the editing with the annotations that you see appearing on the screen. That takes, you got a 10-minute clip, you got to go through just about 10 minutes of it. And, that takes about an hour to get that all done after you've loaded it to YouTube. So, you can start off. Pick a camera up. If you have any. I'm disappointed with Brian at Haspel because of the fact of the Maryland incident, when she broke up with him. And, he's selling some things on eBay. And, again, if you want to give him a call, fine. If you don't want to give him a call, whatever. I don't want to engage him. He's an upsetting individual. I have too many things going on and upsetting me here, there. One night he called up. He wanted me to meet him down. It was in Bayside. He wanted me to meet him in Georgia Diner. It was a powerful enticement. A hot open turkey platter. Oh man, I was ready to throw my clothes on at 2 in the morning and run down there. But I had to get in Manhattan in the morning. I couldn't be doing that with him. So just sorry to digress there for a second. And there you have it. So I hope that answers some of the questions. We'll have more, and I might give Strasbourg a phone call. Yes, I think I do have the number. As a matter of fact, you might recall that Strasbourg, your phone number was handed to me, and I did not make that call. It was just kind of a whole hectic thing. I have late night hours too. Sometimes I'm out of here getting ready at 7, having a meal, and I'm hitting the road at 9 o'clock, and sometimes there's a film shoot. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, and I don't show up back at the house until it's daybreak. And in a sense, it's faster to get to and from in the middle of the morning when you're in Arizona. Forget it. You can get around town real fast. Not like Manhattan. Even with the highway. Midtown till that's wide open. Still, you can't fly through Manhattan streets at 65 and 80 miles an hour. But out in AZ, you can really make some serious time. So there you have it. And there it is. So keep me posted. Try to pick up camera up if you want. I'm just again encouraging you to produce some kind of work here and get the YouTube account set up. If you want, you might lose interest in it, but it's kind of a fun thing. Dabble in that and get familiar with the camera and how to film and what you look like on film. And I'll tell you another story about a wacky uncle of mine. He's long deceased now, but I'll tell you a story about him. Raffy from Hartford, Connecticut would be my mother's half-brother. I'll tell you a nice story about him, and it's a great tale. When abandon is thrown to the wind, and you jump into your vehicle, and you're just hell-bent on doing something real bad. So you'll hear that coming up soon. There you have it at 9 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this. I know we're not really doing too much railing now, because I think all the railing is really over with. I don't know what else I can say. Is that you head on a course to lie like a rug. And what do you want, Brian and Haspel? This is it. If anybody wants to check out what Elmhurst is kind of looking like today, just punch in on Google Elmhurst, New York. That's Elmhurst, New York, and you'll see a lot of local fellows over there doing some videos, like video footage with still pictures fading in, fading out, about some of the landmarks on Broadway and Grand Avenue over there, and up near Newtown High School, and some of the landmark churches that are over in that vicinity over there. And you might want to Because what happened, I did that, and now when I go back to YouTube, everything, all this Elmhurst stuff pops up. You'll see the Pan Am Motor Inn, you'll see Queens Center Mall, all of that. It's a load of stuff for Elmhurst. I'm surprised that Haspel hasn't even gotten anything posted. He's oblivious. He just complains. So you know, I'm glad he's not complaining to me any longer. I mean, unless I can go down to the, you know, one of these uniform places and get one of these outfits like a collar and a black outfit like a priest, and then you know, I'll make a thing arrangement where he could phone in a confession to me, and I'll say, you know, Father Joe here. But I guess that joke he wouldn't get either. He's losing his sense of humor because he's getting older. Oh yeah, one more thing just before I close at 11 minutes. As you get older, folks, don't lose your sense of humor because that'll really age you. The cigarettes for women, that'll make your skin get all wrinkly with deep, deep wrinkles in your skin. And lay off the booze, girls, because that will give you liver problems later on. And I can assure you there's a lot of old has-been girls out here that I've seen women, I'm not kidding you, I've seen cute cashier girls at some of the local supermarkets in just a 3 or 4 year period go from like, you know, a hot like 35 something, and in 5 years by the time they hit 40 they are like really old and they're burned out. And of course you always see their cigarettes sitting there next to the registers. You know, they were smoking away and you know, drowning their trouble somehow. But stay off all that BS. No good for you. I like to see Haspel smoke a little bit, but I don't think he smokes. I don't think. And incidentally, his hair color, if he is not dyeing his hair, and that's his actual color, and he's not graying, well, he might be doing something right. He's in that fantasy world that he's in, and well, you know, there's no arguing with a fool. Let him just enjoy himself. Hey, listen, folks, it got quiet. I'm glad. I'm trying to create more here, except this babbling. Okay, wrap it up. Strasbourg, my hat's off to you. You give me a little video here or there one day and start having some fun. Although I know the red-faced man gets bit by a cat. I know that Jay, she fell out of a chair over there. I don't know if I could top that. You know, I played that back, and I said, man, Joe, you really look like you're S-faced. You're way off the hook. No, not so. It was just I was exhausted. And I told you how I filmed it. I filmed it in daylight. I got a real great rummy effect out of it. And, hey, you enjoyed the fantasy, didn't you? Yikes. As always, from the QB Situation Room, more later.